Have you ever wondered why certain numbers seem to follow you throughout your life? Why you feel inexplicably drawn to specific dates? Why certain numerical patterns make your heart race with recognition you can't explain? What I'm about to reveal will disturb everything you think you know about coincidence and destiny. Carl Jung, the legendary depth psychologist who mapped the human unconscious, discovered something that modern psychology desperately wants to keep hidden from you. The last digit of your birth month, that single number you've ignored your entire life, holds the key to understanding why you struggle in the exact ways you do, why you're attracted to the people who hurt you, and why you keep repeating the same self-destructive patterns despite your best intentions. This isn't numerology. This isn't mystical nonsense. This is archetypal psychology, backed by decades of clinical research into the collective unconscious, research that reveals how our deepest psychological patterns are encoded in the most obvious places we never think to look. Jung called this meaningful coincidence, but what he discovered goes far deeper than synchronicity. He found that the universe doesn't just speak to us through random signs, it programs our entire psychological operating system through archetypal numbers that shape our reality from the moment we're born. The pharmaceutical industry and mainstream psychology don't want you to know this because once you understand your archetypal number, you stop needing their solutions. You stop being a victim of mysterious forces you can't control. Right now, as you're watching this, your unconscious mind is already recognizing the truth in what I'm saying. That slight tension in your chest, that quickening of your pulse, that's your soul recognizing information it's been waiting your entire life to remember. What you're about to discover has been validated by depth psychologists, neurobiologists, and researchers studying the relationship between mathematical patterns and human consciousness. This isn't theory, this is the hidden architecture of your psyche. If you're ready to understand why your life unfolds exactly as it does, subscribe now because this information will change everything. Building psychological authority plus destroying conventional explanations. Most people believe their personality and life patterns are shaped by random experiences, genetic lottery, or conscious choices. They're wrong. And this mistake keeps them trapped in cycles they can't break. Carl Jung spent over 4 decades studying what he called the collective unconscious, the deeper layer of the human psyche that connects all humanity through shared archetypal patterns. But Jung's most controversial discovery, the one that got him expelled from mainstream psychological circles, was his recognition that these archetypal patterns aren't random. They're mathematically encoded. Your therapist won't tell you this, your self-help books ignore it completely. Even most Jungian analysts avoid this truth, because it threatens the entire foundation of how we understand human development. Jung discovered that every person is born with what he called an archetypal signature, a mathematical pattern that determines not just personality traits, but the specific challenges they'll face, the type of people they'll attract, and even the timing of their major life transitions. Modern neuroscience has validated Jung's insights in ways that would have seemed impossible during his lifetime. We now know that the brain's pattern recognition systems are hardwired to respond to specific numerical sequences. The limbic system, your emotional brain, processes mathematical patterns before your conscious mind even recognizes them. This is why certain numbers feel lucky or unlucky to you. It's why you keep seeing the same numerical sequences during significant life events. Your brain is unconsciously tracking the archetypal mathematics of your existence. Think about it. Haven't you noticed how your most significant relationships, career changes, and personal breakthroughs happen in mathematical patterns? How certain ages feel more transformative than others? How specific dates seem charged with meaning you can't explain? Or you're not imagining this. You're unconsciously recognizing the archetypal programming that shapes your reality. The last digit of your birth month is what Jung called your primary archetypal gateway, the number that unlocks your deepest psychological patterns. It reveals why you sabotage yourself in specific ways, why you're attracted to certain types of people, and why your life follows predictable cycles that seem mysterious until you understand the mathematical code. This isn't about predicting the future. This is about understanding the unconscious architecture that's been running your life from the shadows. Let me show you how this works. Right now, think of the last digit of your birth month. If you were born in January, your number is 1, March is 3, December is 2, because the last digit of 12 is 2. Got your number? Good. What you're about to discover will explain more about your deepest patterns than years of therapy. Before we continue, I need you to understand something crucial. You are not broken. You are not flawed. The patterns that confuse and frustrate you aren't random dysfunction. They're archetypal wisdom, trying to express itself through your unique psychological signature. Everything you've been told about personality development is incomplete. The Big 5 personality traits, Myers-Briggs categories, even traditional astrological systems, they're all looking at the surface manifestations while ignoring the mathematical unconscious that creates those manifestations. Jung discovered that each archetypal number carries what he called a shadow gift, a specific type of psychological power that can only be accessed by understanding and integrating your deepest patterns. Let's decode your archetypal signature. Number 0, born in 10th, 20th, 30th months, minus October, extended cycles. You carry the archetype of the void walker. Jung identified you as someone who exists between worlds, comfortable with emptiness that terrifies others. Your pattern, you're drawn to endings and beginnings, to spaces where others fear to go. Your shadow gift is the ability to find meaning in meaninglessness, to create from nothing. Your relationship pattern, you attract people who need healing, but fear the depth required for true transformation. Your sabotage pattern, you disappear when things get too stable, unconsciously creating chaos to return to your comfort zone of transition. Number 1, January, November, the primordial creator. You carry the original spark, the archetypal energy of initiation. Your pattern, you must lead, but you resist leadership because you sense the weight of what others expect from you. Your shadow gift is the ability to begin things that others can't even imagine. Your relationship pattern, you attract followers and competitors, rarely equals. Your sabotage pattern, you abandon projects right before they succeed, because completion feels like death to your creative essence. Number 2, February, December, the sacred mirror. Jung called you the unconscious therapist because you reflect back people's deepest truths. Your pattern, you become what others need you to be, losing yourself in the process. Your shadow gift is the ability to see through illusions directly into another person's soul. Your relationship pattern, you attract narcissists and wounded healers who mistake your reflection for love. Your sabotage pattern, you sacrifice your truth to maintain harmony, eventually exploding in ways that shock everyone. Number 3, March, the divine communicator. You channel archetypal information through words, art, or presence. Your pattern, you know things you shouldn't know, understand people in ways that unnerve them. Your shadow gift is the ability to translate unconscious material into conscious understanding. Your relationship pattern, you attract people who want to possess your gift rather than love you as a person. Your sabotage pattern, you silence yourself when your insights threaten others' comfortable illusions. But here's where it gets profound. Jung discovered that your archetypal number doesn't just influence your personality, it determines your entire life curriculum. Number 4, April, the sacred builder. You're here to create structures that can hold transformational energy. Your pattern, you're compelled to build things that last, but you get frustrated when others don't share your vision of permanence. Your shadow gift is the ability to manifest abstract concepts into concrete reality. Your relationship pattern, you attract dreamers who need your grounding and destroyers who are threatened by your ability to create lasting change. Your sabotage pattern, you abandon projects when they require flexibility, preferring destruction to adaptation. Number 5, May, the freedom catalyst. Jung identified you as the archetypal revolutionary, someone who exists to break limiting structures. Your pattern, you feel trapped by anything that tries to contain your essence, including relationships and career paths that others would find fulfilling. Your shadow gift is the ability to liberate others from their psychological prisons. Your relationship pattern. You attract people who want to cage your wildness and fellow rebels who can't provide the stability you secretly crave. Your sabotage pattern. You create drama to justify your need for freedom, even when that freedom leads to isolation. Number 6. Jung, the heart healer. You carry the archetype of unconditional love, but twisted into conditional giving. Your pattern. You heal others at the expense of your own wounds. Your shadow gift is the ability to love people back to wholeness. Your relationship pattern. You attract the walking wounded and people who mistake your nurturing for weakness. Your sabotage pattern. You give until you're empty, then withdraw completely, leaving others confused by your sudden unavailability. Number 7. July, the mystic seeker. Jung called you the natural shaman because you exist with one foot in ordinary reality and one foot in the transcendent. Your pattern. You seek truth in ways that make others uncomfortable, asking questions that reveal their spiritual superficiality. Your shadow gift is the ability to access information from beyond the rational mind. Your relationship pattern. You attract spiritual materialists who want to use your gifts and fellow seekers who can't handle your depth. Your sabotage pattern. You disappear into spiritual bypassing when human relationships become too messy. Number 8. August, the power alchemist. You're here to transform power dynamics, to show others how to wield influence without corruption. Your pattern. You're simultaneously attracted to and repelled by power, creating internal conflicts that confuse your direction. Your shadow gift is the ability to transform destructive power into creative force. Your relationship pattern. You attract power players who want to use you and victims who want you to save them. Your sabotage pattern. You reject your own power when it threatens others, then resent feeling powerless. Number 9. September, the completion master. Jung identified you as the archetypal wise elder, regardless of your chronological age. Your pattern. You see the bigger picture in ways that make present moment decisions difficult. Your shadow gift is the ability to help others integrate their life experiences into wisdom. Your relationship pattern. You attract people who want your wisdom, but not your humanity, and lost souls who drain your energy seeking direction. Your sabotage pattern. You get lost in the vastness of what you can see, paralyzed by the complexity of helping others navigate their journeys. As you read your archetypal signature, notice what's happening in your body. That recognition, that slight shock of being seen so precisely, that's your unconscious confirming what it has always known about itself. Like this video, if you're feeling called out right now, your archetypal number is recognizing itself. Understanding your archetypal number isn't about accepting limitations, it's about recognizing the specific type of power you've been unconsciously suppressing. Every negative pattern you identified is actually a shadow gift that's been expressing itself in distorted ways because you didn't understand its true purpose. Jung discovered that we sabotage ourselves not because we're broken, but because we're unconsciously protecting our archetypal gifts from a world that isn't ready to receive them. Your self-destructive patterns are actually primitive defense mechanisms designed to keep your deepest powers safe from those who would exploit or diminish them. This reframes everything. Your relationship patterns aren't evidence of poor choices. They're your unconscious mind testing people to see if they can handle your archetypal energy. Your career struggles aren't proof of incompetence. They're your soul refusing to engage with work that doesn't honor your deeper purpose. Here's what no therapist will tell you. Your problems are not problems. They're your archetypal signature trying to express itself through a personality that doesn't understand its own power. When you embrace your archetypal number, something profound happens. The patterns that once frustrated you become sources of strength. The relationships that drained you naturally transform or end. The career confusion resolves because you finally understand what type of work can actually hold your energy. You have permission to be exactly who you are at the archetypal level. If you're a number 5, you have permission to need freedom more than security. If you're a number 2, you have permission to need harmony more than individual achievement. If you're a number 8, You have permission to need power more than approval. Your deepest needs aren't character flaws. They're archetypal requirements for your psychological health. The path forward isn't about changing your archetypal nature. It's about expressing it in mature, integrated ways. This means, for numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, the odd numbers, your path is about learning to channel your archetypal energy without overwhelming others or isolating yourself. Practice expressing your gifts in doses that people can actually receive. For numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, the even numbers and 0, your path is about learning to honor your archetypal needs without sacrificing your authenticity. Practice receiving as much as you give, building as much as you nurture. When you own your archetypal signature, your relationships automatically upgrade. You stop attracting people who need fixing and start attracting people who appreciate your gifts. You stop trying to be someone else's idea of perfect and start being your own version of powerful. This doesn't mean relationships become easier. It means they become real, and real relationships, even when challenging, feed your soul instead of draining it. Your archetypal number reveals your specific type of authentic power. This isn't power over others. It's power through alignment with your deepest nature. When you express your archetypal gifts consciously, you become magnetic in ways that don't require manipulation or performance. People sense authentic archetypal energy and respond to it instinctively. This is why some people seem effortlessly influential, while others struggle for recognition despite equal talent. Here's what you do right now for the next 7 days. Make every major decision through the lens of your archetypal number. Before you say yes to anything, ask yourself, does this honor my archetypal nature or require me to betray it? Watch what happens. Notice which commitments suddenly feel impossible to maintain. Notice which opportunities suddenly appear. Notice which relationships feel nourishing versus draining. Your archetypal number isn't a one-time insight. It's a lifelong relationship. The more you understand how it expresses through your unique personality, the more you can refine how you show up in the world. Keep a journal specifically focused on archetypal observations. When do you feel most aligned? When do you feel most resistant? What patterns emerge over time? Share in the comments which number you are, and the biggest insight this gave you about your patterns. The community here understands what it's like to finally see the hidden architecture of their lives. What you've discovered today puts you in a very small percentage of people who understand the archetypal mathematics of human psychology. Most people live their entire lives wondering why they repeat the same patterns, attract the same types of people, struggle with the same challenges. You now know what they don't. These patterns aren't random, and they're not flaws. They're your archetypal signature, expressing itself through your unique life circumstances. In the comments, tell me your number and your location. Let's see how these archetypal patterns express differently across cultures and continents. I want to hear from every country, every background, every life experience. This is bigger than individual insight. We're mapping the collective unconscious in real time. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. Thousands of people have discovered their archetypal signatures through this framework and reported profound shifts in how they understand themselves and their relationships. Like this video, if you finally understand why you are the way you are. This is a safe space for people who have always felt different, who have always sensed there was more to life than surface explanations. Share your archetypal revelations in the comments. Your insights might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to finally make sense of their own pattern. But understanding your birth month digit is just the beginning. Jung discovered that each archetypal number has what he called activation phases, specific ages, when your archetypal gifts become more accessible, and specific life events that trigger deeper levels of integration. In my next video, I'm revealing the complete Jung archetypal activation timeline, the exact ages when each number experiences their major psychological breakthroughs, and how to prepare for these transformation windows instead of being caught off guard by them. This information has been suppressed by mainstream psychology for decades. I don't know how long these videos will be allowed to stay public, so if you want to understand the complete system Jung developed for archetypal integration, subscribe now and hit the notification bell. When you understand your full archetypal profile, not just your birth month digit, but your complete numerical signature, you stop being a victim of mysterious forces you can't control. You become the conscious architect of your own psychological evolution. Remember, Jung spent his entire career studying these patterns because he knew they held the key to human liberation. Not liberation from our nature, but liberation through understanding our nature so completely that we can express it consciously instead of being driven by it unconsciously. You're not broken. You're not flawed. You're archetypal, and that makes you more powerful than you've ever imagined. The next video will change everything you think you know about timing, destiny, and psychological development. Don't miss it.